we shall be ready to go in just a couple moments.
As far as the seeding goes for this game, it is a 27 seed against a 22nd seed. The winner of this one will face the loser of match 25, which is determined between the champion, Brysoff, and a Mr. Jackamus Wedge.
Otherwise known as the Mega Powers Explode.
The two original guys that pretty much ran the co-op category and pretty much started the whole entire speed run. So
it's going to be a fantastic match. And both runners doing well, taking care of what needs to be taken care of. Unfortunately, Coolio got some pretty nasty spawns. JonnyLink's going to be out sub 40. Coolio's going to be out around 44. And away we go.
So a whole shot for JonnyLink, but it's all determined whether or not the RNG is in your favor in this one room. Spreader will help a little bit, but I think as Jackamus had pointed out earlier with the spreader, it's not as good, but it's kind of better than the pea shooter, but not by much. Grenades is something you absolutely do not want to see, and Coolio is getting the business. JonnyLink getting a razor shield. Still no orbs on either side, so it's definitely still anyone's game to take currently. And as I say that, there's Coolio getting the first orb of the game. Absolutely needed for him, as the RNG was giving him the business.
It's going to allow him to catch up a little bit. JonnyLink's going to be out of the room at a 127. Coolio looks to be out. Oh, he's going to get a nice drop here with the missiles. He's going to be out around 137, but he's going to be able to pick up some time, I do believe. If, Coolio loses his orb, but he can make it up for it right here. He's got to avoid not getting that nuke, and he does.
Jeez, the RNG still carrying over from the Coolio, other than just that orb and the rockets. I mean, still giving him the business. But why you don't want those nukes in here is 18 shrapnel. 4 can only be on the screen at a time, and every time you take a nuke, it resets that respawn rate for the shrapnel. So it takes about 2 or 3 seconds for it to come back on. So unless you're getting really swarmed, you want to avoid them at all costs. I don't think Johnny still has seen an orb yet. Coolio has seen one, but he lost it. But still getting better rocket drops than JonnyLink. So that razor shield is going to be nice for him in Total Carnage. Coolio again getting a spreader, no orb.
And there's the orb for JonnyLink. Coolio's going to get some rockets. He's going to try to keep them as much as he can. Not going to pick up the grenades. Unfortunately, takes a death, but he's going to get some rockets when he comes back out.
Just riding that vitamin R train with Coolio right now, just getting all the rockets, but he's not stuttering like his little shots as much as he could. Like he's just not maximizing the kill potential with the rockets by delaying the shots in between. So JonnyLink getting out the very respectable 308 going into the secret room. Coolio kind of on pace to see a shame swirl, unfortunately, at the moment, but that does get an orb drop. Maybe that'll save him here. Maybe.
Possible, and there's a razor shield. It looks like he is going to avoid this shame swirl, but he's not going to match up rooms. JonnyLink out of the room at 335, Coolio in the room at 336. JonnyLink, good news, you get rockets, you clear the gunners. Bad news, you lose your orb.
Yeah, he played it a little aggressive, but I believe he carried those rockets in from the previous room, so kind of an advantage. A nuke is something you absolutely do kind of want if you don't have anything else, because in tank trouble, the spawn rate is actually the amount of like a normal Arena 3, so it actually gives you a lot of kill potential if you don't have an orb or razor shield or rockets or anything like that. So Coolio having the orb on his side, getting some pretty good drops, and then unfortunately gets batted down with the orb and rockets in hand.
That's just some bad luck right there, but he's going to try to make the most of it. JonnyLink into Mutoid at a respectable 424.
Definitely a sub 6 opportunity, but it's kind of a little dicey there. Like 90 seconds is about what you kind of want for like sub 6 potential Mutoid Man. Anything lower than that is kind of a luck factor. 2 minutes is kind of the average with Mutoid Man, so it could be about a 6:30, 6:45 with the given pace.
And the odd thing is he's got a spreader on the feet, and with the gunners in deck, I kind of like the play of getting rid of it and getting lobbers and getting distance, and be able to do maximum damage to Mutoid.
You want to hit that middle hitbox because it's the overlapping sprites, and with the overlapping sprites means you can do double damage to perhaps triple damage if you hit certain spots. Like the spreader, the exploit, you get 27 damage if you hit just inside the Mutoid Man box. If you hit the middle, like if you get inside the Mutoid Man, you can hit upwards about 51. So just want to hit those spots as much as possible. It's about the middle sprite, like I don't know how to describe it. Kind of his neck area down to like his middle body area.
That glowy thing in the middle.
Yeah, so Coolio did take a lot of deaths in the tank trouble part. Is 4 forms lead for JonnyLink as he is on the Pentultimate form. Coolio hasn't really done a whole lot to the first form of Mutoid, but he was already in here about 50 seconds behind. So it's kind of JonnyLink's game to lose at this point. Kind of a runaway, but it's only one game because we still got it's a best of 5, so we still at least got 2 more matches to determine who's going to win this one.
And who knows, maybe some really bad drops, not getting much of anything. Coolio could be back in this. And as I say that, JonnyLink gets a drop.
Gets lobbers, and he gets a refill of lobbers. I don't know if this clip is going to do it for him. He might need another one. That rocket maybe could take him to the end if he hits with all these. Maybe he got it too early, but I think this is going to do it for him now. He got to pick up for the rockets. Yep. This should do it for JonnyLink here. And he does. So JonnyLink, it's going to be about I think 648 going out of this one. That was about 647. That's about what I said it was going to be, right? 645.
Yeah. 645. Yeah, you're in the ballpark.
That's about a 2-minute Mutoid Man. That's kind of average what you expect for kind of Mutoid Man luck that you get. If you get something better than 90 seconds, that's above average. That's well above average. There's a spreader for Coolio. He's going to park on it, but he's still going to have to take a continue, unfortunately. But he might be able to grab this and be able to finish out this final form here. Because the transfer damage, it should get more than enough to get through this last form. And if not, then that lobber should do it here.
It's not going to take any chances. He's going to pick up the lobber. And you're right, it is going to be enough.
Yeah, just enough, but it seemed like he was missing a little bit too. But it didn't really matter because the time he grabbed that, JonnyLink had already finished. So at least I give him props for finishing out the run. A 740. I mean, we just kind of erase those from our minds and go on to the next one. So it's a best of 5. We still got many games to play, and just kind of get past that one and go to the next one and focus up for that one and get it evened out. I do also want to point out that we have a controller cam on JonnyLink's side, and not really a webcam, but the controller you're seeing there is from CHX, I believe. So if you want to, harness his power, the CHX power, not the RNG, because it could be anybody's, but the power of CHX, buy one of his controllers. They're very nice. I do recommend.
Get set up. We do have another race happening later tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. It's going to be a really good one.
Oh boy, who is in that one again? I mean, it's kind of escaping me.
Lucha Jim is going to be running.
Lucha Jim. Oh, great. I think there's some sort of Prince. He hates being called Prince, but
against Lucha Jim.
Oh, it's me. Yeah, I get to go to practice as soon as we're done with this broadcast here. Yes, it's a winner's bracket game against Lucha Jim and myself. Number 3 against a. Don't want to get this wrong. A 14 seed, a number 3 against 14. Not much of a difference between our PBs. We're both in the sub 6 club, and he's going to want revenge for last year. So you're not going to want to miss that one for sure. And I need revenge because he took Tapatio J out of this tournament. Well, took him to the second chance bracket. I do see Dino counting them in, and we should be underway here shortly. To game number 2 of Coolio and JonnyLink.
Good luck.
And away we go.
So it seems like both of our contestants or both of our players doing the right door strats and getting the foot, not really in the same location, but the foot drop with the razor shield is kind of nice if you want to shred the razor shield, because you do get those extra few steps if you just shred the razor shield all together in this one room. But when you have the foot, it mitigates a little bit of loss, but they're about almost dead even going out of this one, with the whole shot being for JonnyLink again. Not much though, just maybe half of a second.
Good luck.
Now both of these guys in collect power-ups. They're looking for an orb, looking for rockets, for anything to help clear this room quick.
Rockets is a good pickup. Coolio again getting grenades on his first drop. I mean, Razor Shield's going to help him though. I can't really attest for the luck in the other matches for the day, but has there been a first drop orb yet today?
A couple of times, but not dropping. We've had a couple schools of thought being played in this room. CHX kind of pioneered this school of thought. Just pick, if you can't get an orb in the first drop, pick up every single drop you can and try to get one to drop.
So force the power-ups. And I think you have about a 1 in 7 chance, given what what is available in that room, to get an orb or get something like rockets or spreader. Coolio, unfortunately, taking a death from that swirl. That's not really going to play too much into what's going on in this room, but just kind of sets him up for, I wouldn't say mentally, it kind of sets him up to not be on the right track, if you get what I'm saying there.
Right, but he's doing the right thing. If you don't have an orb, try to go after some of the shrapnels. Then if you have one shrapnel on the board, that's fine. When you have 2 or more, you start to worry that you take out the shrapnels.
JonnyLink looks like he didn't know how many shrapnels he had killed. He took a little bit of a penalty waiting for that. Coolio didn't get the kill count up, so he loses a few seconds because he killed 18 before the foot soldiers. So not too far behind. He's only about 5 or 8 seconds behind JonnyLink right now. And there is the orb finally for Coolio. Help him close the gap a little bit and maybe take the lead in this room.
Rockets are going to help a lot too.
Coolio, he loses an orb again. Oh man, it seems like he's always losing the orbs with rockets. That is not something you want to be doing in this one.
A little bit jittery though, but that comes with time.
Yeah, you need to gain control of the room when you have the orb, and I don't think that Coolio has ever gotten to that moment when he's had an orb, so just kind of needs to clean it up a little bit. Nobody's got an orb, but both have razor shields. Gonna still shred some good damage. Coolio getting a spreader. JonnyLink having nothing, but he's at the end of the room there. No shame swirl for him. There's another orb for Coolio. Can he keep this one though? He kind of needs to, because he is behind right now.
But that was a great nuke play there. Clearing out the room, gets a big spawn out. He's gonna be good to go.
Oh, unfortunately, we got a shame swirl on Coolio's side, but it wasn't too far before the end of the room here. He's kind of, I was kind of worried he was going to run into the leaf mine there, but he was fortunately able to avoid that one.
Yeah, but he's fine there. Looks like he's going to be out of this room at 4. And he's got an advantage that JonnyLink will not have, and that is an orb. And as I say that, JonnyLink picks up an orb.
Just right at his feet. Just a gift from the commentator's blessing here. Sigmafan blesses JonnyLink with an orb at the feet, but Coolio getting rockets, so that's good for him. He's got the orb. He's going to get that nuke that'll help him gain control of the room. JonnyLink getting a little overwhelmed here, but those rockets going to help him keep control of that room as well. So good control here, if he can. Yes, he does. So JonnyLink making very excellent work with that rocket. Coolio losing his orb again. Oh no, it's just the lead for JonnyLink is just going to keep on widening if he just keeps making plays like that. And then he gets shot down by a tank. Can it get any worse than this?
Yeah.
Oh boy! And then he loses
That.
another one. Oh, Coolio! And then he gets another orb. How many orbs has he gotten in the last 20 seconds?
4.
Oh my goodness!
JonnyLink's
Oh.
on Mutoid Man. Can he get the Ball Buster? Unfortunately, no. A little bit to the right there.
Oh man, like Coolio, and there's another orb. Oh my goodness, he's gotten 3 just in this one room, and then he loses it again. I don't know what to say about this anymore. It's just he's lost so many orbs in Tank Trouble, and he's still in this round because he's only 2 forms back right now with JonnyLink. He hasn't gotten the spreader yet.
He did.
Oh, he did. I didn't see it. I was
He
too
did,
busy.
but unfortunately his shield was nearing red, so he wasn't able to do as much quality damage as he can.
Coolio opted not to take a death for some reason. I think he should have. That would have closed the gap a little bit.
That's just an inexperience right there. When you get more experience with the game, you'll learn that when you see a spreader in a really good position like that was in this room, just die immediately for it, like that.
This one's gonna be close. I don't know if he's gonna get it because he's parked on it. Yeah, he does get it. He definitely needed that one. He's gonna need another one. But JonnyLink he takes a death unfortunately with that. But Coolio only got 1 form of damage out of that one spreader. So Johnny's on the final form. Coolio is only popped 1 arm. About 4 form difference between the 2 racers right now. I think JonnyLink needs another power up in these rockets, and he should have this one already sealed up. Ooh, he missed the spreader there, so he needs another weapon to finish this one. It's not going to be much. At least it shouldn't be much. Yep, it didn't take even more than 2 bars of lobber ammo.
Not even that.
Yeah, JonnyLink gonna lock this one up and make it 2-0. Advantage him going into match point. Coolio on the ropes, facing elimination now. Just you can't really say anything about that though. He lost so many orbs in this one run. Just gotta look past that and put it together now. Just it's all or nothing. You gotta put it together and win.
Sometimes when you have bad days, you have really bad days. Coolio's just having a really bad day.
Taking that death on the shrapnel there. I know how that feels. It cost me a couple of matches just getting hit by those shrapnels, but yeah, just Coolio. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about just how he's played. Just it's definitely not Coolio, and he played a lot better in the first game he played. Just we gotta hope that Coolio comes back. Otherwise, he will be heading home after this round. This lobber should do it for him. Yes, it does.
He'll be out at an 8-18.
Taking that out. Uh, 8-17. So we are now on to match point. JonnyLink, Coolio. It's 2-0 for JonnyLink. Will Coolio bring it back together and force us to go the distance? We've had a lot of those happen in the tournament so far.
Yep.
And it's possible for anybody to do that. And Coolio, it's like the difference between these two is 40 seconds on PB, and it's not a sub-6 race either for these two. They're not in the sub-6 category. It's luck and it's also skill. It's definitely possible by either racer to PB, but also win these matches. Coolio just got to clean it up a little bit, and he could definitely win it.
That is true. Just want to let everybody know about a couple more races coming up tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Prince Leaf is going to take on Lucha Jim. And tomorrow, we have another great race happening. Round 2 race. Telio versus Firebroth is going to be an exciting one.
Yeah, Telio always a good one to watch. Just I wonder if he's actually been practicing a whole lot coming into this one. Firebroth, very tough competitor, took 40 watt actually 3-0, but that was our first reverse sweep happening in our tournament where 40 watt came back from a 3-0 to take that one. So Firebroth also upsetting, I believe, Sigmafan, right? In the first, it was
We don't talk about that.
It was just an RNG fest. Like, you were not dealt any good stuff in that. It was hard to watch just because the RNG was so bad for you. I feel bad for you because of that.
Well, it happens with this game.
Yeah, it's RNGs. Mutoid Man said no, and yeah, Firebroth was able to pull the upset on that one, move ahead.
Still, we don't talk about that. Anyway, you know why we don't talk about that? Because we got to talk about Game 3 of JonnyLink versus Coolio. Everybody's getting ready to go. We're going to be ready in a couple of seconds. And we're just going to have a fantastic time.
Unrelated to Smash TV, I guess Firebroth placed top 5 in Big 20. So congratulations to him.
Yeah, Big 20 is essentially the largest competition, one of the largest competitions right now of NES running.
So GG's to Firebroth on that one, as we are underway with the Game 3 of this best of 5. Can Coolio win this one and keep himself in it, or is JonnyLink going to wrap it up here and send Coolio home? It looks like we're actually
Bad luck by Coolio.
Getting clubbed down in the first room is not what you want to see. But hey, we also like to say it manipulates the RNG, so maybe Coolio manipulated the RNG to give us our first drop orb for this match.
By the way, the timers are off on this one.
Yeah, about 7 or 8 seconds difference between our two racers right now. But it was a 44 exit for Coolio, about a 40 for JonnyLink.
There we go. Now we got Coolio with some rockets. JonnyLink is just riding some spreaders, which in this room isn't too bad because of how the swarmers spread out a lot. And he's going to get out at a 126, enter Eat My Shrapnel. And he is going to get swirled to death.
And he missed the rocket drop, unfortunately. Something you kind of want in Eat My Shrapnel here. Coolio, still no orb for him, but he's way behind just because the drops were absolutely horrendous for him in the collect power-ups.
And also getting grunted to death in that first room hurt too. However, for JonnyLink, he doesn't have an orb, he doesn't have a rocket, but the vulnerabilities have been helping him out quite a lot, though. Being able to take out the shrapnels, he does take them out. He's going to lose a little bit of time, though, but he's going to be in at around 214. Maybe he can get an orb. Maybe he can get some drops. A foot is not it. Coolio, though, does get an orb. He's actually picked up a little bit of time, and just as I say that, JonnyLink gets his orb.
Yeah, just the rich get richer on that one. Like, the RNG's been kind of poor for both, but as soon as they give one for Coolio, JonnyLink responds by getting one of his own. So at least they're being even with it, but I mean, we want Game 5. We want some better luck for Coolio, too. JonnyLink getting Razor Shield on his side. If you saw on Coolio, he actually just blocked a shrapnel with the orb. That may have prevented him from dying on that one, so good stuff from him. Just getting a lot of keys. Like, what's up with these keys? There's no Pleasure Dome and Easy Percent. We don't want those.
It's more like an outhouse in easy mode.
317 exit for JonnyLink. Coolio getting only that Razor Shield, or just where's the rockets? Where's the spreader? Where's all the good stuff on this run? Just RNG giving him the business. He does not get a shame swirl on this one. He will be out about a 333.
And we could do this right now. Product placement, Taco Bell, blah, whatever. Follow both of these guys, JonnyLink, KewlioMZX. Follow them and root them on in either more Smash TV adventures or just follow their own streams. I'm sure they produce quality content on both ends.
JonnyLink brought a rocket in the tank trouble here, so he's going to get another one in the corner. He takes a death, unfortunate for him. Loses that orb, plus a full round of rockets. That might be a little bit of an advantage for Coolio if he can turn around this RNG rotten fest that he's been dealt right now. Just he needs some rockets, he needs some razor shields, he needs something, game. And
That's not it.
That is not it. Taking the death on the corner there.
I don't mind the play. He was getting rid of the gunners, and that's the safest place to do it. But unfortunately, that does open you up to a lot of damage from other places. JonnyLink's going to be out at a 437. Coolio just trying to play catch up here.
Yeah, you got another orb replacement for him, so his orb luck tonight has just been phenomenal. You got to make use of it. Unfortunately, just lost a lot of them too. But this orb, if he keeps his fire up, he should be able to take this one into. As I'm trying to talk about it, loses it, unfortunately. So he's not going to be able to get a ball buster. Walks over that mine just casually, almost. He's only 2 forms back, though, so he can still pull this one with just 1 spreader drop. Maybe even it out, maybe even take the lead.
And he's going to get a lobber in a good position right there. He's aiming for the gunners, which I do like that play of aiming for the gunners. You do some damage to Mutoid, even if you miss a little bit.
Yeah, but with the non-overlapping sprite, I believe if you're just hitting that part of him, you're only doing the 3 flat damage with the lobber. So you do get the damage, but the gunners can be a nuisance. It depends if you want to deal with them during the fight, or do you want to just get rid of them and only deal with the Mutoid. There is a spreader. I think it's not in a good enough spot for Coolio to take it, so he's going to have to do some manuals.
No, he would have, even if he died immediately, he wouldn't have gotten it. So Coolio's not proficient enough in his own mind with manualing, so he's going to get rid of it, do the lobbers, and he's doing it in the right spots to do double and triple damage.
Yeah, with precision lobber placement, you can get a sub 6 with just lobbers and no spreader. In fact, back in the day before we knew about the exploit, that's what Brysoff was doing. So the lobber is still a good alternative to a spreader if you don't trust yourself with that strategy. It might be safer, but in the long run, like it is now with Coolio, he's only 1 form behind JonnyLink right now, and he's definitely hitting that spot with that lobber. He gets a grenade. It's only 2 forms difference. If he gets a spreader right now, he could actually even it out. And JonnyLink got a dead drop there. Unfortunately, Coolio getting one for himself also.
Rockets for JonnyLink. He's looking at that if it's going to be enough.
I don't know.
It's not enough.
It's not enough, but I think if he gets one more drop, I think it's going to be GG's for this one. Mutoid Man parking on that one. I don't think that's going to be enough. It's going to do it here for JonnyLink. He takes this one 3-0. Coolio, not too far back on this one. Only 2 forms. Is unfortunately going to be eliminated from the tournament.
It has been fair play to Coolio, but unfortunately not fair enough. JonnyLink will take the 3-0 sweep. As for Coolio, it's just a little bit of an experience. He's gonna do some good stuff. I've seen some of Coolio's other speedrunning prowesses. A little more practice on this, and he's gonna contend next year.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to an 8th annual tournament return. Just kind of got dealt a cruel hand as he started with Teldio 1 in the first round, and yeah, he played me in the first the 5th annual, I believe. No, the 6th annual. Like last year, he started with me. This year, he started with Telio. That's what with the low seeds. This got dealt a cruel hand. Just a rough start. But Coolio, he's got a 641 PB. Can definitely improve on that one. It's anybody's. Just put the time in. You'll see that time go up for sure on the leaderboard. But for right now, that's going to do it for this coverage, this triple header here with Sigmafan and I. I'll let you go ahead and take us through the end with anything you got to say.